It was almost the summer holidays, and Mary was really excited because every holiday she got to go and stay with her granny, and her granny lived on a farm, and Mary just loved all the animals on her granny's farm. Well, it was the night before and she began to pack her little suitcase. Well, she put in her pyjamas and she put in her toothbrush and her toothpaste and her hairbrush and her Wellington boots and her raincoat and her sun hat, because this was Scotland after all. She had to pack for every weather. But you know what she forgot to pack? She forgot to pack her teddy bear, and she didn't even know she'd forgotten. Well, she had a lovely day on the farm with Granny, saying hello to all of her favourite animals, and then it came to bedtime, and Mary and Granny climbed up the stairs all the way to the bedroom, and they pushed open the door, and Mary jumped into bed. And Granny pulled up the covers and gave Mary a kiss. Good night, Mary. Night, night, Granny. And Granny started to walk down the stairs. She didn't get far before Mary started to shout, "Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny." And Granny went back into the room and said, "Mary, what's the matter?" "Granny, I forgot to pack my teddy, and the bed is big and cold and lonely. Could I have somebody to keep me company, please?" And Granny said, "Well, if you're very good and you go to sleep right away, tomorrow I'll let the cats come and stay in the bed with you." Well, the next night, Mary, Granny, and the cat all climbed the stairs to the bedroom. And they pushed open the door, and Mary jumped into bed, and the cat jumped into bed. Meow! And Granny pulled up the covers, gave Mary a kiss. "Good night, Mary." And Granny started to walk down the stairs. But she didn't get far before she heard Mary, "Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny." And she went back to the room and she said, "Mary, what's the matter now?" "Oh, Granny, I'm still awful cold and lonely in this bed without my teddy. Could I have another wee friend to keep me company?" "Well, all right," said Granny. "If you go to sleep now, tomorrow night I'll let the dog come and stay in the bed with you." So the next night, Mary, Granny and the dog all climbed the stairs to the bedroom. And Mary jumped into bed, and the cat jumped into bed, meow, and the dog jumped into bed, woof. Well, Granny pulled up the covers and gave Mary a kiss. "Good night, Mary. Good night, Granny." And Granny started to walk downstairs. But she'd not gone far before she heard Mary crying, "Granny!" And Granny went back to the room, and by this stage Granny was a bit tired, and she said, "Mary, what's the matter now?" "Oh, Granny, I'm still awful cold and lonely without my teddy bear. Could I have another wee friend?" "Well, all right, you go to sleep, and tomorrow night I'll let the duck come and stay in the bed with you." So the next night, Mary, Granny, the cat, the dog, and the duck all climbed the stairs to the bedroom. And Mary jumped into the bed, and the cat jumped into the bed, and the dog jumped into the bed, woof, and the duck jumped into the bed, quack. Mary's Granny pulled up the covers and said, "Good night, Mary." "Good night, Granny." And Granny started to walk downstairs. Well, she'd only got halfway down the stairs before she heard Mary, "Granny, Granny." Granny went back up to the room, and by this stage she was getting quite fed up, and she said, Mary, what is the matter now? Oh, Granny, please, I'm still awful cold and lonely. I'm missing my teddy bear. Could I have another wee pal? Well, if you're a good girl and you go to sleep, tomorrow night I'll let the pig come and stay in the bed with you. Well, the next night, Mary, Granny, the cat, the dog, the duck, and the pig all climbed the stairs to the bed. And up they went. And the door squeaked open. And Mary jumped into the bed. And the cat jumped into the bed. Meow. The dog jumped into the bed. Woof. The duck jumped into the bed. Quack. And the dog jumped into the bed. Woof. And Mary's granny pulled up the covers and said, Night, night, Mary. Night, night, Granny. And Granny started to walk downstairs. But she'd only got about halfway down the stairs when she heard Mary, Granny. So she went back up. She says, Mary, I'm getting very, very tired now. What is the matter with you? Oh, please, Granny, please, please. I'm still missing my teddy bear. Please, could I have another wee pal? Well, all right then, if you're awful good. I'll let the sheep come and stay in the bed tomorrow night. Okay, Granny. So the next night came around. Mary, Granny, the cat, the dog, the duck, the pig and the sheep all climbed the stairs to the bedroom. Up they went. And they pushed open the door. And Mary jumped into the bed. And the cat jumped into the bed. Meow. The dog jumped into the bed. Woof. The duck jumped into the bed. Quack. The pig jumped into the bed. And the sheep jumped into the bed. Ah. And Mary's granny said, Night, night, Mary. Night, night, Granny. Granny started to walk downstairs. Well, she heard Mary from the bedroom. Granny. And she went back up. By this stage, she was really fed up. Now, Mary, what on earth is the matter? Granny, please, just one more friend. Well, all right, Mary. I know your favourite animal on the farm is the horse. So I'm going to let the horse stay in the bed with you tomorrow night. Oh, great, Granny, I can't wait. So the next night, Mary, Granny, the cat, the dog, the duck, the pig, the sheep, and the horse all climbed the stairs to the bedroom. And they pushed open the door. And Mary jumped into the bed. And the cat jumped into the bed. Meow. The dog jumped into the bed. Woof. The duck jumped into the bed. Quack. The pig jumped into the bed. The sheep jumped into the bed. Bah. And the horse jumped into the bed. Neigh. And Mary's granny gave her a kiss. Night, night, Mary. Night, night, Granny. And Granny walked down the stairs all the way down to the kitchen. And she made herself a nice cup of tea. And she sat down to read the paper for the first time in a week. What a relief. But she didn't get to relax for very long because she began to hear this strange sound from upstairs. Creak, groan, splinter, crash! And the bedroom ceiling collapsed, and the bed and Mary and all the animals landed in the middle of the kitchen. And Mary was crying, Granny, and the dog was barking, woof, and the cat was meowing, meow, and the sheep was baaing, baa, and the pig was oinking, oink, and the horse was neighing, neigh. Well, Granny had to usher them all outside and into the barn, where she made beds for them all, and they slept sound the whole night long. Well, the next day, Granny had to go with Mary back on the train across the Forth back to Edinburgh, and Mary had to stay at home for a few weeks until Granny got the floor mended and a new bed, and Mary could come back, and this time she didn't forget to bring her teddy.